Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I am Myra. So happy to be your host here today, once again with Wendy Gayle from Metatron's Mystical Muse. Welcome, Wendy.
Thank you, Myra. I'm really excited to be here again.
Oh, this is exciting. I've gotten so much feedback from the first segment that we recorded and the Q&A. That was so much fun.
Was
Yeah. I have a little review here from Diane Sims who says, I loved this so much. I can't wait to hear more from Metatron.
Thank you, Diane. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I've got some good, juicy questions for Metatron today.
I'm glad that
I hope
I'm
he's
not the one
ready.
that has to answer those. I'm glad he's got the bigger picture, right?
Yes, yes. So let's talk quickly about what events you have going on, Wendy, on your end. And I think I have some dates here to help you out with.
Okay. In at the end of the month, the 1st of November, I'm doing an evening called An Evening with Elijah, where I will be channeling the prophet Elijah. And it is a complimentary evening. People are welcome to come, bring their questions, and receive probably a little bit of healing taking place that night as well. And in November, I believe it's on the 17th, we're doing another Tea and Wisdom with Metatron, where
Yes.
Metatron will be taking everyone's questions. And then I am going to be, offering my classes beginning in January. My first January class is Moving Mountains, getting prepared for the year of 2024. And then I am co-facilitating a year-long program that is being offered in 3 segments called The Path of the Initiate. And there's all of the information on the website that will tell you about
Mm,
that. It's being taught, fully channeled class by Jesus, Magdalene, Hathor, Elijah, Metatron, and Melchizedek. And it's going to be
wow.
extraordinary, taking us really deep into the ancient mystery schools teachings and really kind of excavating our our connection to all of that. So it's going to be extraordinary.
It sounds like it. Wow, that's incredible. I had the opportunity to hear you channel Elijah for the first time because that was something new for me. I was so used to Metatron,
Me too.
and all I can say was, "Wow, wow, what your voice sounds like." I need to clear my throat now.
I know. Me too. Yeah. I I don't know how he gets to that place inside of me, but for those who are interested, it's on the Metatron's Mystical Muse YouTube, and the voice is so deep. I've been joking with my friends that I sound like a Tuvian throat singer, right? It's like they
Yes,
get down into those tones. I'm just like, and you would think that it would really shred my throat, and
sure.
it doesn't impact my throat at all. It's just crazy, crazy wild.
Yeah. Well, I have had the honor of being present on many, many Q&As with Metatron. And so I just want to say anybody who wants to just sit and listen and you will, well, even when someone asks a question, we all learn. So that's what I love about those Q&As. So if you're interested, be sure to go to Metatron's Mystical Muse and sign up for alerts so that you do know. Um, and you may not have a question, but again, it's just wonderful to be present on Zoom and hear the wisdom. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And those are free offerings. So please come and enjoy.
wonderful. All right. Well, I'm ready. Do you think you're ready?
I know I'm ready. I'm going to go ahead and bring Metatron in.
Okay.
All right.
And so, for those of you that are listening on the podcast, there will be a pause as she brings him in.
All right. Good day to you.
Good day, Metatron.
So good to see you again, beloved one.
Yes, thank you. You too. I woke up in such a good mood knowing I was going to chat with you today.
Indeed, and our channel has been looking forward to this as well. And we're always up for having a chat, right?
Yes, yes, you are. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to just jump right to it, Metatron. And one of the things that is on everyone's mind is the conflict in the Middle East. And I was hoping that you can talk a little bit about it and maybe shed some light on how and when this will be resolved. And why did this happen from a collective consciousness space?
Yeah, this is a beautiful question because war is terrifying, right? There you will notice that this war is going to grow in size. There's going to be other countries that become involved, and so it's going to become a little bit more international conflict. Okay. And the reason for this war, because there is purposeful good to all things, even the painful things, right? The the purpose of this war was to be able, as a collective consciousness, to begin to heal separation and duality, to bring healing to the, you know, I'm right and you're wrong mentality. It is really an opportunity for everyone on this planet to heal that aspect within themselves, within their lives, which then is within the collective conscious, right? This war is, think of it as a mirror out to the whole world. Where is that conflict living within you? Where is that hatred and judgment living within you? Where are you warring in your life? Right?
Mhm.
As you heal it here, you begin to heal it in the collective. And so, if you're looking for a way to be in service and to assist, please stay out of the horror of it and bring it back in. Heal what is up for you internally. Add your prayers to the collective consciousness for peace to prevail, light to prevail, and let this become your daily prayer, your daily devotion.
Mm.
God is always in charge. It's hard to remember in situations like this, but please know that all will be well. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So, on our last segment, you mentioned the indigo and crystalline souls that are coming to Earth and they are very gifted. Gifted how?
Well, in multiple ways, beloved one, where so many that are born on the planet, they take a long time to evolve,
Mm,
right? They are
yes.
they're walking their path and their journey, climbing the ladder of ascension. The new souls coming in are already at a higher evolutionary frequency than many on the planet, right?
Mm,
They come in to do special work with Gaia, special work with the collective consciousness. They are healers, they are channels, they are scientists, they are visionaries, right? Here to
mhm,
change the world, your world, right?
mhm,
They also come in with a different set of soul codes, a very specific set of soul codes that is created so that wherever they are, they're raising the vibrational frequency. And these souls are coming in, and they are, of course, sprinkled all the way around your earth. They're here to help humanity shift from what is your density into your next level of consciousness.
I love that. Thank you.
Live.
When you explain that, I'm feeling like I might know some of these.
You
Yes.
absolutely probably do. Many
Yes.
do, right?
Yes.
They're the ones that shine bright,
For sure.
ones that are inquisitive, the ones that are not necessarily following the status quo, even as
Mhm.
small children, right?
Yes.
They're
Okay.
special.
Thank you.
Indeed.
All right. So you mentioned previously to me, privately, that we come into this world with hundreds of spirit guides. Maybe you might have even said thousands. I don't remember now, but the
A
numbers
lot.
were, the number was out there. And it's interesting in my work, uh, you know, my clients really want to connect with their spirit guide, and they're like, they don't say plural. It's like, I want to meet my spirit guide. And it's like, oh, you have more than one.
Right.
And generally, they do show up in sessions in multiples, sometimes two, three, four, maybe at the most five. But I know that there's so much more behind
Right.
that. Can you explain why we need so many, and how do they help us throughout our
Okay.
lifetimes?
All right. We would love to explain that to you. So, your soul comes to this lifetime with thousands of possibilities
Hmm.
in how this life is going to be lived, be experienced. And so, if you choose to go in one direction, there's a complement of guides and angels there to assist you on whatever is needed on that path. If you make a right hand turn, there's guides and beings to assist you on that path. So, whatever the soul's path is, whatever the soul decides, choices that are made, right, there are guides for what is that choice, if that makes sense to you. We
Hmm.
kind of call it the spaghetti highway. You may have heard us talk about this, Myra,
Yes.
right? You hold 2 pounds of dry spaghetti and you let it go in your kitchen floor. And there's some long strands and some broken strands, and some of them cross over. And that is the possibility of your soul's journey in this lifetime. Thousands and thousands of possibilities. Some go through, some come to a roadblock. So your guides are here to support you through all of it. How do they support you? Well, they support you by bringing messages, helping you to tap into your intuition about what is helpful for you, what would be harmful for you. They come in as inspiration to help you create, on your path. They
Mm.
bring you emotional support when it's needed, right? They clear the path in some instances to remove blockages and to remove those things that would hold you back from being able to experience a certain path. So they have a multitude of different kinds of
Mm.
jobs. Mm,
Hmm.
that make a little sense to you?
Yes.
Mm.
So let's go back to the spaghetti analogy, okay? And when I do make a decision, okay, and let's say I make a decision to move from one state, a big move from one state to the other, right? And so there goes the spaghetti
Yeah.
going in that direction. Okay. But does my soul also want to experience not leaving the state? And am I somehow experiencing that just on an alternate? Is it split that way or no?
Usually what is occurring is that your soul has the alternatives, right? Your soul even has multiple exit strategies in place, right? For when the journey is complete. And so if you decide to move out of state, right, then you get to experience all the ups and the downs of getting ready to go. Or if your soul is saying, let's move out of state, and you go, no, 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 I want to stay here because XYZ, then the soul experiences that
Mm.
spaghetti about
Resistance.
staying. Yes, the resistance
Okay.
to the soul, right? But it's all good. See, you cannot make a wrong choice. Really. It's it's all under the purview of the soul's journey,
Mm.
and it will just be a different set of lessons and blessings, but all for your highest good.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, of all those spirit guides that we do, are there some that remain with you the entire lifetime and
Yes.
through multiple lifetimes?
Yes, absolutely. There's many, and some of people call them their primary guides, right? Or their guardian angels and that type of thing. But there are those guides that are connected at a soul level. You have soul contracts with guides as well as individuals in your life, right? And so there are those guides and angels and beings that will travel with you lifetime through lifetime through lifetime.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Mhm. Excellent. All right. So let's switch gears. All right. I wanted to ask you, I had an experience recently, and this is an experience I've had throughout my life, and it's with sleep paralysis. Okay. So here's what my body is experiencing. I'm fast asleep, and all of a sudden I feel a heavy weight, like 1,000 pounds, like on my body, which wakes you because you're feeling that and you want to wake up, but you can't wake up and you're trying so hard. And in this particular, the one I had a few weeks ago, I was laying on my stomach trying to open my eyes. And as I'm trying to open my eyes, I was hearing voices that were not English. It was another language. I could hear it very, very loud as I'm trying to get back into my body.
Right.
And I finally do. And that weight is off of me.
Mhm.
Can you explain what just happened?
Right. Well, you kind of just explained it yourself. When you sleep, you astral travel. You are
Right.
traveling around the cosmos, right? You leave the physicality,
Hmm.
and there's an aspect of you that travels, right? The sleep paralysis is when you begin to wake up for whatever reason,
Okay.
but you know, the soul's not fully back in the body yet, right? So it's
Right.
like, you can't, you're really not moving. That is one of the reasons for sleep paralysis. Another reason for sleep paralysis, and this is for a lot of people that are paying attention to what are uh, have been dubbed alien abductions, right?
Yeah.
While we do not like the term abductions. Many humans travel at night to go with their galactic brethren into the ships, and that type
Hmm.
of. And so many that have the sleep paralysis, it's that they're coming back from that place as well. And there is a shifting of dimensions, there is a shifting of timelines. And so again, it causes the sleep paralysis until everything is aligned again here, in this reality. Okay.
Mm. I was wondering why that weight, that feeling of heavy, heavy weight um, on the physical body, it's so strong.
Right. Right.
Wow. Okay. So yes, I'm aware that I travel and go places. Very interesting. What what do you think those voices were that I was hearing?
Mm. Well, you are halfway here and halfway there. So you're still, you're hearing in your astral form, right?
Right.
And so that's what you were hearing. Did it sound like light language at all?
Yeah, now I'm thinking it was probably light language. Yes, probably. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I've had a lot of sleep I think this is going to touch several people who have experienced this, and it really does explain a
Yeah.
lot.
And many, many humans experience that. Our woman experienced it just recently as well, and she actually woke herself up screaming, right, or yelling, right? Not a
Wow.
scream, but a yell, trying to get herself awake, right? And it is disconcerting. It is disconcerting because you become almost like, where am I? Neither here nor there for a moment or two. The heaviness, that's an interesting thing about it is that, when the astral body leaves the physical body, right? The physical body does not change weight, but how do we explain it? That mm, the word is composite. It kind of changes its composition just a bit, right? The
Okay.
body is always changing and shifting, and particularly at night when you sleep. So that is also one of the reasons that the physical feels a little heavier. Okay.
Mhm. Thank you. I have heard that planet Earth is the hardest planet. It's the planet of lessons, and we're actually very brave to be here. Would you agree with that? Is Earth one of the hardest planets to have an experience in?
Hmm. Well, we don't we don't see it as hard or easy.
Mm,
We see it as vibrational frequency.
okay.
This planet has a more dense vibrational frequency than some of the other planets in some of the other dimensions that you have existed in and exist in this moment as well. And so, is it hard? What makes it hard is the emotions here. There's many other places that the emotions are held in a different manner, right? Experienced in a different way. Here, you have the gamut of emotion, and there's the tendency to forget that you are the radio tower to receive, feel, and release them. Everybody wants to receive, feel them, and hold on to them and make up a story. So that is something that kind of exacerbates the energy of intense emotions upon this planet, which, if you look at all of the conflicts and all of the grief, it's the emotions that make things hard. It's also the emotions that make things blissful here. And it is
Mm,
that's the other side of it as well. It's not all It's not all difficult, right? But
Right. No, it's not.
yeah, but it is.
Mm.
It's the vibration. It is the density. And you have heard us speak before about the in-breath and the out-breath of God. Right? So when God exhales and that breath creates, the further away from source that breath gets, the denser the creation is. And so Earth is almost at the furthest point of God's exhale. And so
Wow.
the density, right?
Mm.
Eventually, then God takes the in-breath and brings everything back within itself. And then it starts again, right?
Wow. That's really interesting. Beautiful. Thank you. Are there other Earth-like planets that exist with
Yeah.
humans on them?
Yes, and sort of.
Okay.
Right? Because in different dimensions, in different frequencies, right? The physical body takes on different characteristics. The physical body that looks like this is meant for Earth because that's what it takes to live upon the Earth. If
Hmm.
you're in a different dimension and living on Venus, then your physical body would look different because that's what's needed to survive and thrive upon Venus, right?
Right.
So, so yes, there are other planets that are Earth-like, and yes, there are other beings that are humanistic but not exactly
Yeah.
like humans on your planet.
Hmm. Are they in a higher frequency than we are?
Some, yeah,
And some are lower?
some are lower. It
Wow.
runs the gamut, yeah.
So, what's happening in those lower frequency planets that we might not be experiencing?
Well,
Curious.
it's always about the light evolving, evolving. And that which is dense, that which is mm, dark, and we don't mean evil dark, we just mean dark, asleep, right? Its
Hmm.
instinct is to evolve to light. And so that is the process, no matter where. It's everywhere. The process of evolving to greater light is the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Even source continues to evolve to greater light. And so the lower frequencies, the higher frequencies, everybody has the same job, become light. It
Mhm.
just looks and feels different at the different levels, right?
Mhm.
It's harder
Thank you.
work when it's dense.
Yes.
It's hard work upon
Yes.
your planet, right? To awaken, to
Mm.
remember who you are.
Hmm. It certainly is. It surprises me how um, imbalanced that is here. There, and I'm so honestly, I am so proud of since 2020 of how the collective has advanced. But it shocks me still that there are some people that there's just completely in the dark.
Yeah,
It's like, wow.
they're they're still asleep.
Yeah.
But here's the thing to realize, don't be shocked.
Okay.
They're having a soul's experience.
Mm,
And that is their soul's journey for whatever lifetime that they're living, and their soul contracts and agreements to support that, right? And so that is how that soul is evolving. And so honor the fact that that's where that soul happens to be, and know that it's working on waking up. And it may not look like how it looks like for you, but you know that old saying, no man left behind, right? Well, in this journey, no soul left behind. Some are just waking up more slowly than others.
Okay. Yeah. And I know it can be challenging when you live under the same roof as somebody that, oh boy.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Right?
Mhm.
Because those that have evolved love where they are, and it feels so good. They want that for their loved ones.
Sure.
But, but everybody has to have their own journey with it, right?
Hmm.
You can be the example. Please be the example. Don't be the nag that tries,
Right.
there's many who nag their partners and their children to, oh, you've got to do it. Look at me, this is what I've done, right? They're going to find their own way, and it's all good. Just
Mm-hmm.
focus on the love, right? Not don't focus on where they are or where they're not. Just focus on love no matter what.
Hmm. Yeah. So over the years, I have had so many followers say, I am not coming back to Earth. Not coming back. I
Right.
don't care. I'm here. I am done.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
What would you say? Okay. Of course, that's the human part of them that is making that statement.
Right.
What would you say to them when if you were to hear someone say, I'm not coming back at all?
We would say, okay, we'll see, right?
We'll see.
We'll see, because you know what you feel, what you experience here that makes you not want to come back, it's the painful stuff, right?
Yes.
But when you transition and your soul goes back to the Koshik records and sits at your planning table for other incarnations, right? That is left behind. The pain is left behind. And all you're left with is, okay, what's the greater purpose? Right? And so many souls who say, I'm never coming back, end up coming back as bodhisattva. Right?
Yes.
Bodhisattva are those that say, okay, I'm going to go in and be of service specifically. Right? So you just never know. And it's okay to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm not coming back. We understand that that comes from the place of pain,
Hmm.
but your soul always comes from that place of love and of service. And so ultimately, the soul is creating the journey. Right?
Hmm. So there are souls that say, I'm done and I don't want to return there. What do they do with their time in the afterlife?
Well, first of all, there's no such thing as time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yes, I got
we're
that.
not,
Okay.
we won't get into that bailiwick in the moment, but he- time exists only here upon your
Yes.
planet in the way that you think of time as linear.
Yeah.
When a soul is complete and goes back home, there's always that reconnecting with what is the whole of God, the whole of Source. And
Mhm.
there is a communication that takes place, right? Each and every soul will do a bit of a reflection period of time, and that soul might decide to go and have a journey in another dimension, another star system. There's more choices than you could ever count, beloved
Mm,
one. So just because they're not coming back here doesn't mean that they're not going elsewhere to continue the journey in a different way. Okay.
okay. Okay. That's wonderful. All right. So let's see. Something that comes up in my work is birthmarks, right? and how babies have birthmarks in strange areas, in a strange spot in their body. And some people say that it might be how they were killed in a previous life. I've never claimed that or anything, but could you speak on that if this can be accurate?
It's more of an old wives' tale,
Okay. Hmm.
right? There are different cultures that have that belief system, and we don't
Hmm.
mean to negate that, but for the most part, uh, birthmarks are not, you know, a representation of how someone died.
Hmm.
Okay.
So what are they?
They are marks upon the skin,
Yeah.
marks upon the skin. But again, why are the marks there? Interesting question, right?
Hmm.
It is part of how the soul has created the physical body.
Okay.
That's a good thing to remember. The
Hmm.
physical doesn't create the soul creates the physical, right?
Mm.
And so for some reason, whatever the soul's reasoning is, right, there is a mark upon the body. It might be important for the soul, right?
Okay. All
But
right.
not necessarily how they have passed in a different life.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. A lot of stories about that. So, but I
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, if you don't know if it's true or not, the best thing to do is just use your discernment, right?
Right.
This
Right.
is for everybody. Yeah. If you kind of go,
Yeah.
I don't know, just use your discernment.
Yes.
What is your truth is good.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, I want to switch gears a little bit to what some people are experiencing here on Earth. We touched on it last time, but can you explain what anxiety is? Where is it coming from? And why is it so heightened at this time?
Wow. Anxiety is caused by fear, right? And when someone is fearful, anxiety is a product of that emotion, right? Fear and anxiety kind of, anxiety is more physical,
Hmm.
fear is more of the mental process, but they kind of work hand in hand together.
Yes.
The reason that there's more anxiety right now is because of the collective conscious, right? There's more fear right now in the collective than you've seen in probably this lifetime for
Mm.
many, right?
Yeah.
More collective fear upon your planet. And so sometimes for you empaths, you're not even feeling your own anxiety, you're feeling the anxiety of the collective, or you're feeling the anxiety of a loved one. So it's really important as empaths to really take care of yourselves and know what's yours and what actually belongs to the collective or belongs to someone else so that you can release it back to where it belongs, right? And
Hmm.
so, you know, anxiety has become much like some other syndromes and diseases upon your planet, more prevalent through your evolution. Mm. And so, anxiety is going to continue to be something that plagues the populace, right? And it's going to uh, challenge the physical body in a number of ways, particularly the adrenals, right? And more through the anxiety, more individuals will experience adrenal burnout. It will also cause more and more depression within the populace, right? And so there's just different layers and ways that it manifests for people. So, yeah, it's a
What do you
challenge.
think is a good way to heal that naturally, if it's possible?
Mm. Well, one of the best things that you can do for yourselves is to care for your physical body, right? Because anxiety creates the stress, creates, this and that. So love your adrenals and do something to support your adrenals. Take care of the physical body in a way that it feels secure, because when the physical body feels secure, it's easier for the emotions to be balanced as well. Um, Take time in nature. Take
Mhm.
time to meditate, decompress. Most individuals are living a lifestyle where there's no space to know thyself, no space to say, okay, I can take a breath. And so that is also adding to the pressure, to the anxiety, to all of these symptoms, right? So, how will you care for yourself? That is an important question. And Myra, you've heard us before speak of what is sacred selfishness,
Mm, yeah,
right? Sacred selfishness, is taking care of your body, making sure that you are in alignment, making sure that you have what you need to live optimally. It's not a selfishness that is taking away anything from another, but it is a selfishness that is giving you everything that you need for you. Right? So
that's
it's
important.
important.
Very important. I was just telling a client that yesterday. Love thyself and to make sure that you put yourself first, right? Hmm. It's
But
very
but
important.
mostly you are taught not to put yourself first.
Yes,
So you are having to repattern yourself in a way that feels uncomfortable to a lot of people,
sure.
right? What? Put me first? I can't do that. I've got
Yes,
to take care of everybody else. If I don't, who am I?
right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. It is important. Hello,
Hmm.
my friend Jack.
Yes, little paw. How sweet.
We are friends.
All right. So, can you speak about attention deficit disorder? Where did that come from?
Hmm.
And what is it?
Well, again, as there is so much, how do we even describe it? Think back 100 years, 200 years. Life was so much more simple.
Yes,
These this symptomology didn't exist back then, even though people still had a difficult time concentrating sometimes. There were not the distractions. The ADD, these things are fueled by uh television, cell phones, tablets. There's just so many distractions. There's also more intense energies on the planet, and sometimes the physical body responds with not being able to pay attention or trying to pay attention to everything all at the same time, which creates the inability to pay attention, right? And so there's some different levels to this. There's also the people that have, been medicated, and it's challenging. There's no there's no one answer to this, beloved one, right? There's no one answer. Medication for some people works very well. Medication for other people is very, very challenging. So there are some things like biofeedback, working with the brainwave frequencies, that will be helpful, right?
Yeah.
Binaural beats. If you listen to binaural beats, it really
Hmm.
helps to reprogram right and left brain, which helps ADD, ADHD, that type of thing as well. So,
Okay, interesting. Thank you. One of my followers would like to ask this question.
sure.
What happens to souls that leave prematurely?
We love this question. Thank you for this question.
Mhm.
No soul leaves prematurely.
Mm. Wow.
Whether the soul has been alive 2 minutes, 2 decades, 100 years, the soul has its exit strategies and the experiences, right? So no soul leaves prematurely. That is the human's response to losing someone, that they feel that it's much too soon for them to leave. But
Mm.
on the soul level, no soul leaves prematurely.
Okay. Wow.
Right?
What about the ones that are unaliving themselves?
Still part of the soul's journey, right?
Okay.
One of those choices on the spaghetti highway. And
Mm.
that's a tough one, right? Because loved ones don't want to think about that as a choice for the soul, but everything is a choice for the soul, right? And those souls go back to source. They're embraced in the whole. They get ready for another journey, either here or in other places, right? It's the same process after the passing as those that have died of heart attack or disease or, you know,
It
old
is.
age. Mhm.
Mhm. So when someone is going to, when someone has those thoughts of leaving by their own hand,
Mhm.
is that something that their soul already knew might happen? Okay.
Right? You
Wow.
think you think of all the thousands of things that your soul sets up, right? As scenarios that you can choose, right? Paths that can be chosen. That is also a soul path that has been offered.
Okay.
And not every soul
Yeah.
creates that in every lifetime, right? But
Mhm.
most souls will create it in one or more of their lifetimes.
Mhm. So from a higher perspective, this is not a sin, right? What religion has claimed it to be, it is a sin to do that. It is not. Right.
No, no.
Okay.
And it we want to scoop everyone up that is worried about their loved ones
Yes.
sinning and not
Mm.
and not being able to go to heaven, right? And
Mhm.
we just really want to say that the soul is welcomed home, no matter how the soul has left the body. soul is always welcomed home,
Mhm.
because to source, that's a part of itself. It is not going to send a part of itself away. The soul is always welcome home.
Mhm. Thank you.
Indeed.
I'm sure that will be comforting for many people.
We do hope so,
Mhm.
because it is, we have spoken to, thousands of individuals, and many of them have had people in their lives, loved ones, who that is the route they have taken for their lives. And it is deeply painful for those that remain behind. We know this, but please know that your loved ones are loved and embraced by all in the unseen, and they have
Mhm.
found their way home. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you. I'm pretty sure that you have spoken to me about this before, but for those listeners, um, can you speak about a mother experiencing a miscarriage and how this is a lesson for both?
We don't quite understand the question. So, a mother becomes pregnant.
Yes, when a
Uh,
mother becomes pregnant and she prematurely loses the baby.
okay, does not
It is
bring the child to birth. All right.
correct.
It kind of falls under the heading of the soul's exit strategy for the child that is miscarried. It immediately goes back home to source. It's had an experience that it needed for the soul, right? In the womb, it's had an experience, and it's complete with that experience. The mother, it's harder on the mother because she has lost a child, and many people do not think of a miscarriage as the loss of a child. It's kind of like, oh well, let's get on with life. But for the mother, it it creates a deep sense of grief that sometimes never able to be expressed.
Mm, yeah.
Never able to be expressed. So that is, also part of the soul agreement
Okay.
between the child and the mother, right?
Hmm.
Many times the souls that have miscarried will come back again, and then be taken to full term and born, and then other times the mother will receive another soul to give birth to. So it all
Okay.
depends, right?
It all depends.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed. Indeed.
What about when a woman elects to eliminate a pregnancy, right? There's a lot of controversy still about that.
Indeed. And so we will not call it right or wrong. Everyone uses their own discernment. It has to be your own truth. But please understand that these women are not making this decision alone. This is a soul to soul decision, the soul of the woman, the soul of the child. There's already been soul agreement
Mhm.
to have this experience. And so when pregnancy is terminated, again, the soul of the child is welcomed back home, and then the woman is left to reap the lessons and the blessings from that. And that is neither positive nor negative, because, sometimes it is, you know, it is a kindness,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
So that's all. We can see people going, yes, indeed, we don't agree with Metatron, but it's okay.
Yeah,
Please honor what's right for you.
of course.
And
Mm,
and please don't judge others that find what's right for them.
mm.
That's the tough part, right?
Yes, yes.
Right? Because people judge harshly.
They do. Thank you. All right. I think we will put a pin in our questions
Right?
for today's segment. Um, but I'd love for you to perhaps give us some advice for the collective today. What would you like to say?
We would like to talk about your hearts today.
Mm,
And, you know, where is your heart today? And where's your heart every day? Right? Your heart is such an important aspect of you and your life. And many people don't know how to access that. Many people have their hearts closed down. Many people have them open so wide that they are, trampled or taken advantage of. So really paying attention to where your heart is, because where your heart is kind of the compass in how you will be led in your life. So days that you're focusing on mm, love, right, or sending loving vibrations, then that day is going to be a higher vibrational frequency. If your heart is being a stumbling block to another, where you are hurting someone else's feelings, making them cry, then your vibration is going to be lower, and you're going to experience life from that lower vibrational frequency. So
mm,
paying attention to where you are, how you are living your life through the heart is exquisitely important at this time.
mm,
Do your best to let any hate go. Do your best to let judgment go. And remember to fill yourself up from source, right? Keep that connection, source to soul.
mm. Thank you.
Indeed.
That's beautiful. Thank you for being here, Metatron. I love you.
We love you. Thank you for inviting us today, and blessings to all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm. Namaste.
Namaste. Mhm. Welcome back.
Thank you. How did it go?
It went well. It's always well. Yes. And then I'm going to process what he says and then maybe say, hey, you mentioned this question or this answer, and let's dig a little deeper. So, yes, it was good. Yeah, a lot of different
Okay.
topics that we covered today. Thank you.
You're so welcome. I'm happy that I could be here.
Oh, thank you so much, Wendy. And we are going to continue, right? We have,
Yes,
gosh, can you believe it's almost November? So we're
I
meeting again in
I
November.
can't. Oh my God, I can't. Why? Phew, this year's just a puff of smoke.
Yeah, yeah. And time has sped up. Like it's
Yeah.
a fact
It
that
is a fact. Yeah.
it is a
Yeah.
fact.
Compressing timelines. Yeah. It's what
Yeah.
Metatron's talked about. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he say why? Or maybe I should ask him.
You know what? I don't always ask why questions.
Hmm.
I ask questions like, okay, give me more clarity about that. For
Yeah,
for
why we're
me,
feeling this.
for me, asking why almost stops the conversation,
Mm.
but asking a different question about, well, what's the upshot to that, or how will that benefit us, or what should we be looking for?
Yes.
Those kind of questions. Yeah.
All right. We will put that on our next segment about
Okay.
why, not why. Okay, Myra, stop saying why. Yes, speak about how time has compressed,
Yeah. Or that's funny because Metatron always says there's no such thing as time. So
right?
it's like how the illusion has compressed.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
gosh,
I
that's
know.
crazy. That's crazy. So
Meanwhile, we have, yeah, clocks and, yeah,
yes,
clocks,
everything.
calendars,
Ah,
time, appointments.
right. And I think that all of those things keep us in it's almost like to keep us boxed in a certain way. Right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Keep us moving through the tunnel.
Well, I'm looking forward to you hearing the answers. So
Yes.
until next time, thank you
Yes.
so much, Wendy.
Thank you.
Take care.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.